Hey, what's going on? Mark here for Unoriginal Noobs. Here in Resonant Rise Server Play Season 1, Episode 5. Moving on up. And look, I made myself some portal gun boots. Long fall boots right here, so I don't take any fall damage, so I can fly up and... Oh, there we go. No fall damage. Woo! Alright, let's get out of F5 mode here. Alright, first off, the reactor's going good. It's producing quite a bit of power, and I made some laser drills over here. Currently, my friend, who's also on the server, is producing a lot of power, and he's donating some to me, and hey, I'm not going to complain. It's free power. And so, yeah, you can see the work's going up. His name's Project Glenn, if anyone's interested. And I'm just getting ores on that matter. Either way, this reactor has been going for a little bit because it's been a little while since the last episode because I've been getting a whole bunch of stuff ready. So this thing's been ticking away. And you can see we have a whole bunch of cyanide ingots, which is the kind of the burnt fuel. And then if we come in, okay, so yeah, the cyanide ingots, and it's a lot of fuel. And I don't really have a solid source of yellowite yet because the laser drill isn't guaranteed to get a whole bunch of yellowite. And I don't have any sort of quarry to also back me up with yellowite. So I was thinking, oh, okay, what the heck? So I was looking at crafting recipes for yellowite, and I noticed, hey, hold on. Look at this. So if I type in yellowite, I think it's yellow. No, it's yellow with no W. Like if I go R to see the crafting recipes, and then we slide over to where is, okay, that's the thing. See, it doesn't show up here. I was thinking, come on, there's got to be a better way. And then look, uranium ore from Minechem. You can pulverize uranium ore, and you can get yellorium dust. I was like, whoa, how can we get uranium ore? Look at this, uranium essence. We can actually take uranium essence, which I have in here. I have, uranium essence right here, which I have one of these crops over down, I think it's down there somewhere. Anyway, we get uranium essence. We can actually take that in a crafting grid like this, and we get uranium ore, and we can just throw that right into a pulverizer. Boom. Let me just go throw the essence back in here before I forget. Sort. Always got to sort. Always got to press that sort button. It's really important. At least in my eyes it is. And, oh, is it actually? Oh, no, it's just dumping into here. There we go. Yellorium dust. We can take that, put it right into the redstone furnace. And then once it starts cooking up, we can go right into the chest. And, whoop, perfect. Yellorium ingots. Yellorium ingots basically for free now because we're basically growing the yellorium. And we can just throw that right in there. It's perfect easy. And then it's really easy fuel to fuel this reactor with. Anyway. So why don't we get on with the episode. So I went ahead and I added the second floor, and I added a whole bunch more lights because I noticed the last episode was kind of dark and it's a little bit hard to see. Anyway, on this second floor, I have already gone ahead and outlined, OCD, added more lasers because it was producing stuff a little slow and I like stuff on demand really quickly, but now it produces stuff really fast. I'll definitely add more lasers. It's inevitable. Anyway. Going back to here. So on the second floor, what my plan is, and I've seen very few people do this, and I think it's really cool, and I want to try and give my own kind of version of it, because on the server, never mind, let's explain what I want to do first. So on this side, I've pre-carved out 4 spots where I want to put the Tinker's Construct smelteries. So I have a 3x3 with a front area where kind of automation stuff will go, and then I'll have Tinker's Construct smelteries in here. And then I'll have all the ores I'm getting from lasers and quarries going into those smelteries that I will have there. And then I'm going to be using the AE liquid system, so extra cells, and I'll be using their liquid inventory management to be going over here, where I'll be exporting all the liquid into the what are those tables called? I have it in all my stuff here. Oh, the casting tables, yes. And I'll be using the casting tables with the molds, the ingot molds, and then I'll be able to get ingots. And it'll just be kind of a cool way rather than kind of pulverizing everything, and it'll look kind of cool. I think, anyway. So I've gone ahead and I already made... Okay, I'm going to let you in a little secret. I already made the computer, the big AE computer, because I wanted to get a whole bunch of recipes going, just so I wouldn't have to do that later. And it kind of off camera and speeds things up. So you can see I have a whole page of all the applied energistic stuff that I think I will be needing. It's a lot of stuff. And then I have some other pages of a bunch of other stuff. You can see I have a thermal expansion page and whatnot. Here's a Mine Factory Reloaded. And I think I have okay. Anyway, It's just to kind of speed up time, and that kind of helps us build or guide where we want to build our computer. All right, so I have it the size now, so the inside should be 4x4, as you can see, obviously, from the pattern providers here. And so the outside will be 6x6 total. So why don't we go ahead and we'll actually build that computer, because I believe that once you actually get this Mac computer, however expensive AE is at the start of the game, early game, because it's a little expensive early game, it is definitely worth it. The mod is so good. And for anyone who doesn't exactly know, Applied Energistics is basically a massive inventory / item, and now liquid with extra cells managing mod. So basically I can take all of my items, and I'll kind of just build my Mac computer, or the computer, while I'm explaining what this mod is. Basically I can take all my items and store them on ME drives. Oop, I don't want that there. It's basically, I'm taking the items and I'm converting them into kind of like an energy, basically, energy storage that I'm storing on ME drives. Which basically means all those items in the chest right there, I can technically store in just 2 blocks. I need 1 block for the control, okay, 3 blocks. A controller, and then an access terminal, and then a storage block, where a drive bay to store all the drives. So I can take all those items and store them in 3 blocks. And I can, you have a search bar function and everything. It's really neat, actually. So let me go ahead and I'll add in the CPUs. And as for the liquid management from the extra cells, it actually works really nicely. Because not only are you able to store all the liquids, if there's crafting recipes that have liquids in them, I can't think of any off the top of my head at the moment, but if there's any, because you know those crafting recipes that require buckets of some sort of liquid, well, if you just have that liquid in your computer, you can use them to autocraft. Oh yeah, so anyone who doesn't know, as I'll just kind of explain a little bit more about Applied Energistics as I'm building it. So this massive computer that I'm building right here, it is called a molecular assembly chamber, I think. A lot of people call it a Mac computer, kind of like Macintosh, you could kind of say, a Mac computer. And basically what it does is you stick crafting recipes in it. So as you can see here, where was it? This one has a bunch in it. I've stored, all of these are recipes right now. So if I actually take them out, you can see it's a recipe. So this thing right now in the pattern provider, it shows what item it is. But if I take it out, you can see it immediately becomes the pattern. So all these are actually patterns. They're not actually items. It's basically, I've coded the computer, you could say, how to craft all these items. So, you know, whenever you, all those, especially with GregTech. Now, GregTech's not in this mod pack, but complicated GregTech recipes, or complicated recipes in general, you can just whip up some auto crafting for them, and then you want 5 of them, boom, you can select 5 of them from your access terminal, and then you have 5 controller, or 5 of those items, because the computer automatically crafts them for you, so long as you have the items that you need for them within your system. So that should be, and we're missing, oh, the front, right, the front. Now we'll just fill in the front here. Nice and easy, and perfecto. Excellent. Okay, so we can go ahead and we'll pull out our controller, which is right. It's a very simple looking one. There we go. And we need a tesseract for the energy. So we'll put the controller here, and we'll put the tesseract, under it right here. And we'll want to set it to RF power, check, and we want you only to do power. So you are energy, receive only. Now you have power. Excellent. So now we can go ahead and we can grab our access terminal, which is right here, and whoop, shift click, sorry, and load up. Perfect. Okay, so right now I don't have a drive connected to the computer. I don't have any sort of storage. So when you don't have any storage, the access terminal will show you items plus any crafting recipes you have. So here's all the items I have so far in AutoCraft. And then once your computer here is actually built, you can actually right click on it and access the pages. So you can here have an Applied Energistics page, a thermal expansion page, a manufacturer reloaded page, a Tinker's Construct page, and if we go back to the first page, it's kind of vanilla miscellaneous stuff that I'm not really sure where it goes or where I want to put it, and I have 16 pages and a whole bunch of CPUs. And the CPUs just basically determine how fast your system can move items around and how fast it can autocraft such and such. Okay, so why don't we go ahead. So yeah, there's no drive connected. I only have an ME controller, the access terminal, and then this whole thing is connected to it. And we can also go in here. We have all the heat vents and the containment walls and the CPUs, the pattern providers, and we have one access terminal connected to it. All right, so why don't we go ahead and we'll pull out some of the cable, the ME cable for applied energistics, and then we'll pull out a ME drive. I have two of them, one for liquids, one for items. Besides the point. So I'll pull this down here, and then I'll pull this down as well. So what I can actually do is I can put one ME drive here, we'll say, and then we'll put, oh, what do I want to put another one? We'll put another one. Does it connect? I'm not sure. I can't remember if it actually connects if I do this. We'll just give it a shot. We'll come back up here. Do we have two drive bays? Excellent. We have two drive bays. Okay, so right now my access terminal has no items in it. It's just all crafting recipes. All right, perfect. So I have all my item drives right here. I just have I don't have a whole bunch of stuff, but I have all my item drives here with all my items on them. So I can go ahead and I'll put all my item drives into my drive bay here, and then I'll have my liquid one. Actually, we'll do the liquid ones a little bit later. And then I can go in the access terminal and boom, look. Oops, and we'll go by number of items. All my items, and I can easily just take out the items and put them back in. I have access to all my items, and there's a search bar on top. So I want to see all the different types of ores that I have. There's all the different types of ores. If I want to see all the types of ingots I have, there's all the ingots I have. Look, that looks pretty colorful and pretty, actually. But anyway, well, where's my iron in this system? Boom, just type in iron. There's everything related to iron, or has iron in its name. It's a really helpful mod, and it's a really awesome mod, and a lot of I think every mod pack now has it, basically. So why don't we go ahead and we'll add everything else. We'll add a crafting terminal over here next to the access terminal, and we'll just pull out a whole bunch of stuff. So let's pull out a crafting monitor, the fluid terminal. We'll put the fluid terminal right here. We'll put the crafting monitor here, and I have a storage monitor. I don't really know what I was doing with this. I just kind of wanted to play around with it and have a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, so here's the fluid terminal. So right now we have no fluid in this system because all my fluid drives are in my inventory right now. So there's no fluid in the system. But then if we go down to the drive bay, I can actually put in the fluid. I can put in the fluid drives. I could put the fluid drives in the same drive bay as the items. It doesn't really matter. I just wanted to kind of have them separately just for kind of OCD and organizing purposes. But then I can go back up here. And you can see there. So now I have some molten tin and some molten copper in my system. And I can actually use these and transport them throughout my network once I expand it, and use them in any crafting recipes that might require them. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll add all the rest of these stuff that I might need here. We need a pattern provider for sure. And then my friend wanted to put an ender chest here just in case we wanted to trade items back and forth. Makes it nice and easy. Alright, so why don't we go ahead and we'll actually build up these smelteries. So let's go over here to where these smelteries are located. And I think I'll build one, and then I'll go off camera and just kind of set up the rest, just for kind of proof of concept. So we'll go ahead and we'll set up one smeltery. And I want the smelteries because on the server, this server that I'm currently on, AE fuzzy buses are banned. They don't want us to use them. And if anyone who doesn't know what the AE fuzzy bus is, basically, if you want to export an iron ore somewhere, okay? So just for example, a iron ore into a system. Well, you're only going to be able to export that one type of iron ore because there is nether iron ore, and there might be some, I don't know, bombs of plenty iron ore. And those are different types of iron ore. The fuzzy bus is able to see all those different types of iron ore as one ore, basically, so it can transport all of them no problem. Apparently, it causes a bunch of lag on servers, which is kind of unfortunate. Oh well, it's unfortunate, but what can you do, right? Kind of have to live with it. Shoot, I need to place the controller first. Whoops, and we'll place that there, and the controller there. And so the challenge is I built 4 smaller smelteries just so I can have more options in terms of what I can put and where and whatnot. And I think it'll be a little cool. I think it'll be pretty cool because not many people actually use a setup like this, and it's a little bit more challenging than people might think. But I think it's really cool once you actually get it set up. And boom, so we have a 2-layer smeltery. It should be 18 slots, looks like it. Yep, 18 slots, perfect. And so we can go underneath now, actually, and we can take that, where were ya? Oh, right, that's my inventory, derp. So I can take the export bus to export any ores and whatnot into the smeltery. And then I can take a fluid, which I have right here, a fluid import bus. I can put that right there. So what's that going to do is ores are going to, okay, we'll say ores are coming from my quarry or the laser drill, for example. Okay, those ores enter my AE system. Now, in that AE system, I'm going to have all these export buses. I'll be putting ores into these export buses to identify which ores I want to be taken out, and then those ores will be put into the smeltery. Okay, so now once the ores are put into the smeltery, this fluid import bus right here, we'll actually set this to maximum amount of flow. This fluid import bus will take all those liquid metals and we'll bring it way back over here into our fluid storage drives, and then we'll be able to access them in our monitor. And then what I'm going to be having it do is take all those fluids over to this side, and it will be turning them into ignits with more Tinker's Construct stuff, and I think it'll be really cool. So why don't we just go ahead and we'll hook up the rest of the stuff that we'll need. We'll just need to get some fluid ducts from here. I have some here. Ah, there we go. And some ender tanks. And we'll just put 2 fluid ducts down and then an ender tank right here. And now the smeltery will be filled. Oh, and we'll set you to output. How about you not? Oh, there we go. Output. And now you should be always filled up with lava. Perfect. I think it's basically filled up now, right? I'll go off camera. I'll set up the other 3 smelteries, and then we'll continue on with the episode. This is gonna be so cool. See you in a bit. All right, so I have all the smelteries set up. So I set up one smeltery entirely, and then I kind of just roughly set up the rest of them. So the one smeltery here, I have the precision export bus connected to our network, along with all the fluid ducts, or not the fluid ducts technically, the fluid import buses, we'll say. Fluid ducts is thermal expansion. And so now we come over to our controller. You can actually see we now have 4 fluid import buses. So we have 4 smelteries that can import liquids into our system. Perfect. We can also go look in the smeltery, and we have a precision export bus, which will be exporting ores into that smeltery. And I think that's about it. And then there's a whole bunch of ME cable that I ran along the bottom. So why don't we go ahead and we'll set up all of the, well, not all of them. We'll put all the casting tables down, but we'll just set up one group of them for now. So I want to have the casting tables level with the ground like this so that you actually, oh, gee, whoa, that's cool actually. Did not mean to do that. Anyway, I want the casting tables level with the ground so that you can't actually see through, because, I'll just explain in a second here, because this whole floor here now that I'm currently standing on will all be sealed off. You won't actually be able to see it. It'll all be covered. I might have to drop this floor down 1. But anyway, I want this whole floor to be hidden because it'll be kind of the behind the scenes section of the base, or it's kind of not a part that I want people to see right off the start. It's just kind of a hidden section. A maintenance section, you could say. God dang it. A maintenance section, you could say. Okay, so I have a whole bunch of ingot castings here that we can use. And if we just put them into here, and almost done. 3 more. And perfect. So what I can do now is I can take I have a whole bunch here, is fluid export. Perfect. So I can use these fluid export, and I can just place them right on top, just like this. There's no shoot. Whoops. Oh, geez, that could have been, I don't even know if that could have been bad or not. Whoops, I used my hammer instead of my pickaxe. Anyway, so I can have all of these it's pouring fluid into the molds. It's as if you used what's the thing called from Tinker's Construct? Oh, now I'm curious. It's called it's the drain thing. What is it? It's the shoot, what is it called? It's the, oh, here it is. Oh, the channel. The channels that you kind of attach and you get all your liquids out of. Anyway, it's beside the point. So what I can actually have is I can have all of these taking fluid from there and dumping it into the ingot castings here. Okay, it's kind of an OCD thing. I just want to make all of these the right color. It's great. Oh, actually, you can take them all out in one swift movement with my hammer now. Boop, perfect. Okay, just OCD purposes, basically. There's nothing else, but it serves no functional purpose. And we can kind of just bring that down here. And then I'm just going to have the first 3 hooked up right now, just so, because I don't really have everything that I need to set everything up at the moment. So I'm just going to have these first 3 set up. So what these these are just basic import buses. Basically, for the basic imports, they will take anything. You don't have to specify what you want it to pull. They will pull anything that's in the inventory. So what these things actually do is when the ingot is done being made, these import buses will actually pull the ingots out and add them to our system. It's really neat, actually. So why don't we'll run this cable over, just like this. Run the cable over. we'll just kind of have, it's a really messy setup right now, but it will be better soon. I'll kind of have to make it all nice off camera when not, because that's pretty tedious work that you probably don't really want to see. All right, perfect. So I don't think there's much else to set up. I don't think, just hardened, a bunch of hardened glass. I'm not sure. Okay, you can go in there. So why don't we actually get something set up? So let's go to our ores and see what kind of ores we have. So we have a whole bunch of gold ore. Okay, let's take that gold ore and we'll actually put it. Okay, okay, hold on. Let me just put one gold ore away just in case I actually need this for purposes later. But let's take that gold ore and we'll go to our export bus and we'll take it and we'll put it in the export bus. We'll do stacks at a time. How about? And now we have gold. We had gold ore in there. Perfect. So there's actually gold ore going into the system and it is smelting. So what will happen is that gold ore, when it becomes liquid, will actually be taken out by this import bus here, this fluid import bus, and will go into our system. So why don't we just wait for it to smelt? I don't think gold takes terribly long to smelt. Shouldn't take too long anyway. Well, okay. I'll just kind of explain a little bit more. How much gold do we actually have in here? Oh, okay, well, whatever. We can dump all that gold in there. It's fine. And then I'll actually need a bucket because I'll need the bucket, and I might have some molten gold ore actually already in the system. Oh no, it's just tin and copper. Sorry, not gold, not gold. Okay, so I actually need you to finish. Okay, it's just over halfway. It won't take too much longer. And then what I'm going to actually do is in the bottom of the fluid terminal, you see this kind of, these two boxes here. So you can put items into here and then we'll, whoops, crap. There, perfect demonstration. You could put items into here so you can see where the arrows are pointing into this box. You could put items into it and then you'll get an item out right here. So if I put an empty bucket in here, it will fill that bucket with whatever liquid I have selected. So I have just under 1.5 buckets of molten tin. So I can put the bucket in there and I'll get a molten tin bucket and then I can put it back in and it will empty it. Oh, the gold's here. Okay, perfect. So I can take that gold and I'll need 1 bucket of gold just to set up these. So what I can actually do is I can come over to the casting table that I have set up here. And I only want to do the first 3 because it's the only ones that I have the import buses hooked up to right now. So if I go to the fluid export bus and I want it to move a mass as much fluid as you can at a time because I'm not really too concerned about the power cost. Okay, so I can go here and I want you to export gold. I also want you to export gold. And I also want you to export gold. And now you can see these are filling up with golden ingots. And you can see the golden ingots are being taken out because it's filling up and then they're, oh, right there. See, it kind of emptied and this one right there. And now that one's going to get taken out and they immediately get filled back up because the AA system's pretty quick like that. So we actually go into here, we can type in gold. We can actually see our ingot count just above my mouse here is going up. 323, 324, and then 325 and 326. Perfect. So we can just dump the gold back in and you can see our the amount of gold we have is actually going down. So it's 2016, 1872, 1728. So the actual amount of gold, the liquid gold that we have is going down. So I think that's pretty cool. We can actually have this all automated. At least ores that are meltable or smeltable, we'll say in Tinker's Construct, can be done this way. Other ores will have to do the standard pulverizer method, which kind of, it's lame, but it's fine. Anyway, I think that'll be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something new about applied energistics maybe, or about Tinker's Construct. I'm sure someone might have learned something anyway. Either way, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.